Hey everyone, I'm Taja, aka New Yogi Mommy from It's a Yoga Vibes, and I'm out here in Coney Island, Brooklyn, New York, about to bring you this cool beach yoga flow. So let's get started in our mountain pose. You are welcome to go into prayer hands, but let's just begin to pay attention to our breathing. And let's do a body scan. Relaxing your forehead, relaxing the jawline, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the hips and the knees and the ankles. Continuing to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Checking in with your body, making any adjustments wherever you see fit. Let's set our intention for the practice for today. And our intention is, I am powerful, I am strong. Breathe in that intention and let it guide you through this practice. And on the next inhale, we are going to begin some neck rolls, starting towards the left side of the mat. Breathing in as we lower our chins. Breathing out as our gaze meet the sky. Breathing into that nice stretch that we're feeling along our neck and the spine. And then we're going to go towards the right side of the mat, doing that same breathing, inhaling and exhaling. And we're going to go into neutral, bringing our right hand up and over to touch our left ear, sliding it over towards the right, releasing yourself, and we're going to do that on the left side. Sliding our crowns over to the left side of the mat. Let's do this once more, breathing into that nice stretch. Release yourself and do this again on the other side. Breathing into the stretch, and then we're returning to neutral. We're going to add a spinal twist. So lifting your hands up parallel to the mat, turning towards the right and breathing here. Let's release ourselves and go towards the left side of the mat, remembering to breathe in and breathe out. Let's turn to neutral and go towards the right side of the mat, breathing in and breathing out. Let's release ourselves and go towards the left side of the mat, breathing in and breathing out. And we're going to return back to neutral towards the right side of the mat, breathing in, and let's come back to center. I'm going to turn just so you can see the next pose. We're going to go into our chair pose, centering our hips as if we are about to have a seat, bringing our hands up to the sky, palms facing each other. On our next inhale, we can go into prayer hands. And we're going to begin to turn towards our left side of the mat, having our elbows meet the knees. Breathe in here. Let's turn to center and then towards the right side of the mat. Breathe in here, checking in with our bodies, making sure that we are feeling comfortable in this practice. On our next inhale, return to center and then bring your palms back up into our chair pose. On your next inhale, begin to go into our mountain pose. Let's forward fold at the hips. You may add some movement here if that feels comfortable for you. And on your next inhale, go into downward facing dog. If you feel any tensions on your hamstrings, just bend the knees. And then we're going to step our left foot at the top of the mat, bringing our palms up to the sky in our warrior one, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Dropping our hands onto the mat as well as our right knee, scooting that knee out. And we're going to go into our low lunge and inhale into our humble warrior. Begin to release yourself and planting your hand, going into a lizard pose. You can extend your leg as much as possible, but we're going to go into our extended half splits, extending that left leg, lowering your head. And on your next inhale, we are going to bend the knee and go back into our lizard pose. And now swing your left hand back towards the back of the mat in our horizon lunge. And release yourself, going back into lizard. Going into our fish pose, slide your left foot behind your right wrist and lowering your body until it gets all the way to as close to the mat as possible. You're welcome to walk your hands in front of you so that your crown can meet the mat in our sleeping swan pose. Let's begin to release ourselves, lifting up, letting our feet meet each other, going into plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog. Tucking the toes, sending our hips up to the sky, and downward facing dog. Bringing any release to our bodies as we bring our right foot to the top of the mat, bringing our hands up parallel to each other in our warrior one. Let's breathe here for a couple of breaths, and then we'll plant our hands onto the mat, scooting that left leg back in our low lunge and stretching into our humble warrior. Let's plant both of our hands or our forearms into an intense lizard pose. And going into our horizon lunge, bringing our right hand towards the back of the mat, releasing ourselves, planting our hands onto the mat, back into our lizard pose. And we're going to slide the right foot behind our left wrist, extending that left leg into our pigeon pose. Begin to walk your hands out in front of you into a sleeping swan pose. When you're ready, begin to release yourself, letting your feet meet each other, going into plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog. Breathe in here. And now let's go into a staff pose, bringing both of our legs extended in front of us And we're going to go into a seated forward fold. So grab your yoga props if you need that support. And on your inhale, begin to lower your crown and your heart towards your legs. Release yourself, bringing your hands up for added stretch. And back down to the soles of your feet in a seated forward fold. And before we release ourselves, we'll show our bodies some grace and go into Savasana. Whatever feels comfortable for you, you can keep your legs bent or you can begin to extend your legs. Just doing another body scan, relaxing the tension from your eyebrow, your jawline, your shoulders, your spine, your knees, your ankles, the soles of your feet. Breathing in, taking in this moment. And when you're ready, you can begin to release yourself, lift up your crown and your heart. And I would like to thank you for flowing with me today.